Who can you trust? Who will you let in? Whose head are you going to blow off because they have perfect teeth? These are the questions No I'm Not Human will make you ask. This unique first-person horror game developed by Trioscas, in which the world is ending and beings that look human come knocking at your door. You have to decide to let them in or not. They could be human after all. Anything is better than being left alone. If this all sounds interesting to you, absolutely give it a shot and go in blind. It's the best way to experience it. So what is this game about? For some unknown reason, the sun's temperature has skyrocketed. Stepping outside during the day means being cooked alive, leading to people only going out at night. Maybe because of the sun, maybe not, beings called the Visitors have arrived from underground. They look and sound like a human. Their goal is unknown other than they want to get into people's houses and they are not friendly. The Visitor plus the sun have started making people paranoid and is leading to the end of the world. People are looking for a safe place to lay low. This is where you come in. You play as a man living alone in a big house. People will knock at your door wanting to come in. The people are randomly selected each playthrough, and some are random if they are visitors. You might be thinking it'd be safer not to let anyone in. This will lead to your death. Every few nights the Pale Man will knock at your door. He'll ask you if you were alone. It doesn't matter what you answer. If you are the only one in the house, he'll break down the door and snap your neck. So it's better to let people in. But that opens up a whole new problem. How do you tell who's safe? That's where the FDA comes in. At the start of each day, the news will play on the telly. The news will give you updates on the FDA's research on the visitors. Most importantly, how to spot one. The first warning sign? Perfect teeth. You can talk to the people you let in and check them. Literally, check their teeth. This will cost energy and you only have so much of it each day. If they have perfect teeth, you can decide if you want to kill them or not. If they are human, trash bags will be left in their place. If they are a visitor, their body will be blurred. This is where the paranoia kicks in. Is it enough for a person to show only one trait of being a visitor? What if they've just been to the dentist recently or took care of their teeth? You might check for another trait like dirty fingers or bloodshot eyes, but these could also be explained away. Maybe they fell over or they ain't getting much sleep because of everything that's going on. You might hold off on killing anyone unless you're sure, but you'll never have the energy to check everyone properly, so you will always be taking a gamble. If you left a visitor alive by the time you go to bed, they will kill someone whilst you're asleep, which will make you feel guilty, and that's one less person to keep the Pale Man away. As well as the Pale Man, the FDA will knock on your door. They require test subjects so they can figure out more about the visitors. Every few nights they will take 1 or 2 people from your house. The Pale Man normally pays a visit not long after, so you need to make sure you have enough people to give to the FDA and enough people to fend off the Pale Man. The FDA seems to always take away your humans. You can collect FDA notes. If you give this to someone in your house, the FDA are guaranteed to take that person away, so you can use this to plan who you want to go. These are pretty rare though. That's the core gameplay loop. It's very stress-inducing. The tone and visual add to this immensely. The art direction is what stood out to me the most. Everything just seems off. The people on the news have strange proportions like really big eyes. Characters have unsettling portraits. They look sick, kind of realistic but just a bit off. Sort of like early AI images, just every character looks creepy. They can look normal but have just one thing that's too big, like the eyes, and it makes them freaky, which adds to the gameplay. You might not want to let someone in because of the way they look. Even the bloody cat looks off. The green night vision palette adds to the vibe. Everything looks way scarier in night vision. The house also feels off. You walk around in a low poly 3D hallway to get to rooms and windows, but when you look in a room or window, it becomes an image. The rooms look like those liminal spaces videos I see. You know the ones where it's like you wake up in a place that feels familiar, but not quite. Then they give you some rules to survive, like if you hear footsteps behind you, don't turn around, that type of thing. All the visuals are there to make you unsettled. The audio adds to this feeling. The soundtrack sells dread well. It has a Silent Hill vibe to it. The music has that cackling, distorted sound you get from old TVs. It's eerie and it fits perfectly. The tracks also sound a bit distorted. It's creepy. It's never there to jump scare you, just leaves you feeling uneasy. I'm not a music expert, but the soundtrack really worked for what the game is going for. Again, if this sounds interesting to you, give it a go before I go into too much detail. I'm not going to spoil anything, just some stuff I want to talk about. Firstly, I like how the story unfolds. The TV adds a lot of world building. It shows you what's happening elsewhere, like when a death cult appears, or what the FDA are doing. I also like how it can give you some clues on how to survive. Before the Pale Man shows up for the first time, they will show you a drawing of him on the telly, along with telling you the victims are all alone when they were attacked. You can also get a phone number so you can get things delivered to your house from the telly, which could be missable if you don't bother to watch it. Some more great world building happens when you check windows at night. There are 3 windows for you to check. Something different will happen each night outside of them. These can really add to the horror. After you meet the Pale Man for the first time, the next night you will see him standing there with a soldier's decapitated head in his hand, just staring at you. Or it will set up future events or characters. Like the neighbour's daughter, she'll come to you after her house burns down. If you check the window, you can see this before she comes to visit. You can also see the FDA visiting the house before it happens. Or the vigilante can be seen the night before he shows up. You could skip looking out the windows, but you would definitely be missing out. The radio adds to this as well. There is a radio in the hallway which you can tune to get secret messages. These are great and actually change my perspective on what's going on in the story. The radio will often have contradictory information to the news, which is very interesting. This could lead you becoming more paranoid. Which should you trust, the TV or the radio? I also love the fact you can check yourself for visitor traits. As soon as I saw this I thought, shit, I could be one of them. This might seem like a waste of energy early on, but ties into the vigilante. He will start doing checks on you. I also love this bit, it ties all the systems together. He will think you're a visitor because of the gameplay decisions you have made. Did you drink an energy drink so you could test more people? Well, that caffeine has made your eyes red, which is a visitor sign. Have you been digging a hole to get a specific ending? That made your hands dirty, which means you're a visitor. It's great how the game flips the test system on you. Now you know what it's like to be on the other end, and how easy it is to be identified as a visitor, which should lead you to thinking, have I killed innocent people for the same reasons? It's a chef's kiss. Add this with the radio, people's stories, and the FDA might not be as it seems. I also like the lack of saves. You start off with just 1, you can gain more from some humans if you deny them access. They will then sometimes bribe you with a save to come in. This is very rare, I wouldn't rely on this. You can order more saves from the phone, but there are much more useful things to order like cat food or coffee, so I wouldn't waste that on a save. This prevents save scumming, which would just ruin the game. You have to live with your decisions in this game, which is fantastic. The game has 10 different endings which I won't spoil, but they are good for the most part. A bit on the vague side for some of them, which I don't mind. I'd rather they left stuff open for you to think about rather than give concrete answers. They are simple enough to get as well. It's based on your choices and how much you are paying attention. The hardest one relies on you listening and understanding what a bold man says. Let the cat in even if the owner is clearly a visitor and isn't trying to hide it. The one thing that could make it difficult is the randomness. But it's not really that bad, you'll see every character by your 3rd or 4th playthrough. The game's only about 2 hours long, so it's not that bad. The randomness also adds to a solid replay value. This game will also get easier each time you play it, which is the only downside for this game. Your first playthrough will probably be the funnest and the most stressful. By your 2nd or 3rd playthrough, you'll know when the Pale Man and the FDA will visit. You'll have a pretty good idea how to spot visitors, you should have figured out the cat food, and you'll probably know which characters are guaranteed to be visitors. The game is repetitive, you're doing the same thing each night in the same one location, which is fine for being such a short game, but it's worth mentioning. It's also a bit buggy at the moment, like not being able to go to bed or options not being available. Hopefully these will be ironed out soon. Ultimately, I do all my time with No I'm Not a Human. It made me feel paranoid and guilty. I was questioning my decisions constantly, at least for my first 2 playthroughs. The tone, the vibe, the look are all on point as well. If you're looking for something a bit different and creepy, you have found what you're looking for. Time to rank it. I'm feeling number 8. The game's uniqueness is what's carrying it for me. I love Dave the Diver with its brilliant gameplay loop, but I enjoyed the world, the atmosphere and the Paranoia gameplay of No I'm Not a Human more. But I can't put it above Kingdom Come Deliverance. That game's story, characters and gameplay were all great. It's just less repetitive than No I'm Not a Human. It's close though. Well, I'm off to check people's teeth and they better not be perfect.